Anyway, welcome to TWURPs, everybody. Listen, I wanted to show you that I care about you, and I wanted to uh
Here we go.
and I wanted to let you know that I know. Happy Autism Awareness Day.
Today. Is that
That
today
is
for
today.
real?
Yeah.
Dude, you are the first person. I've talked to several people today, and you are the first person to tell me Happy Autism Day, or
See?
Autism Awareness Day. I appreciate it. Why is it today out of all days?
Oh, I mean, you thought I did research on it?
Who told you that today was Autism Day?
No, nobody told me. I just saw it.
Oh yeah, you had like an
I follow
Instagram.
I follow multiple autists.
Oh, I mean, I'm not gonna post about it.
Is that offensive, autists?
Not to me,
No.
but I'm definitely I shouldn't say this, but I will say that uh, most people, when I tell them that I'm autistic, they either stare at me blankly or they say that they don't think that I'm autistic. And so I don't know how to take that. That's probably more. I mean, I don't think, to be quite honest with you, Vitaly, I, for as sensitive as I am, I don't think that I ever really get offended.
Yeah. You don't get offended at things.
Right. Like someone could make a joke about the top five things that people try to rattle my shit with is, oh, why'd you cut your hair? Or have you ever thought about shaving your beard? And I'm just like, dude, that's more annoying than offensive. And you don't look autistic, or you don't seem autistic to me, especially when it comes from my own family. Um, that doesn't really necessarily bother me too much. And, I think that I don't really get a lot of height comments because I think my personality adds a couple of inches. Pause. But, or at least my hair used to, from a volume
Oh yeah.
perspective. But no, I, I, I think the only thing I really sometimes get offended by is when players that are better than me are like, "You're dog shit at comment," and I'm like, "Yeah, I think it's more the truth. I think I'm scared of the truth more than I am offended."
That's funny. I was playing a game yesterday and I mean, it was my first game on multiplayer. Sometimes in multiplayer you'll get a lobby that just like tears you apart. And it's like a team of like 5 guys who are just like all level a million. And I was like 5 for like 17.
That's not good.
It's not good.
I would just leave. If I went double negative at like 5 and 10, I would just bounce.
I ended even. I ended like evening out. It
Oh,
was
so you
like
caught a little motion at the
2020.
end.
Yeah, I mean, especially like your first game in and it's a lobby of like guys who already are in the thousand, like they're like level 700. In multiplayer, you get like levels once you prestige 10 times and it goes up to like 1,000. And it's like a team of like 600 level 600 guys. So it's like rough. And once you start playing and you catch on how to do it, it's like you play better. But
I
like,
just I don't know what it's I don't know what the I really don't understand people that just grind multiplayer because
I
y-
hate it.
if you grind multiplayer, you probably have a great gunny, but you're probably still getting shit on in like gold and plat lobbies.
Oh yeah, like I'm playing like objective just so I can get like a taste of ranked since I've been banned. and that's why like nobody plays the objective, so you end up just getting on every time you try.
Are
But
you good to go on ranked now moving forward? Because I think the season started today, actually.
I'm so ready. As soon as this is over, I'm playing.
Yeah, I'll run a couple with you, man.
I'm so ready.
I will run
Um,
a couple with you, and I'll post about how you did. Not how I did, but I will only post about how you did.
please. No, but like the funniest thing is to be 5 and 17 and being like killing one of them and be like, you're in proximity chat. You could hear them
Yeah,
immediately going, "What? You're 5 and 17."
yeah. I mean, I'll shoot some bodies sometimes.
Yeah,
You
you're.
No, I won't say it until the end because I mean, in ranked, you can't really talk to the other team until unless you're like between rounds on like search or some shit like that. But yeah, I sometimes if I won't world star somebody, I'll definitely shoot their body. I'll definitely be like, bro, you are so trash. But I'm trying to heal. I'm trying to improve my issues as
You know,
best as I can.
as comfortable as we are with each other, we still haven't reached that like total comfort Call of Duty level yet.
Oh,
Like
in terms of saying slurs,
I don't say slurs, but
yeah, right.
I've learned
Yeah,
so
right.
I don't want to get banned again.
Well, you wouldn't get banned. You would just get com banned. And sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes it is worth not saying that saying a slur is worth it, but sometimes saying something that will get you com banned is absolutely worth it. Like I know I'm myself over by saying this to you, but I need you to know, man to man, that you are like the worst person I've ever met. And saying that in such few
For a
words
second
and
there, I thought
form.
you were talking to me. I was like, "What the fuck?"
No, dude, I it's usually people that talk shit all
I'm
game and then
clutching my pearls.
they still lose. And I'm like, dude, let me tell you about yourself for a little bit and then move on with my life.
Nah,
You know?
I've been saying like stuff that I say isn't like slur, but like in real life I started saying stuff that's like makes me feel like I might be autistic. Like I need to go get tested. Like I don't think people in normal society like do like this. So I was taking a test class the other day where it's like track safety. So you have to like take a full day's worth of track safety every other year to be able to go on to the tracks because my company that I work for does like fiber testing and stuff like that on the tracks. And this is like, I don't know anybody there. And the guy is passing around like a roll call sheet where you have to sign that you're there. And it goes up one side and he like you're supposed to like it's high school. It goes up one side, you pass it across, it comes back down to the front, done. This guy on the other side of the classroom is like confused what to do. He's like not even the last row. And he's like looking around and passes it back forward. And I like look over and I see the guy like confused, like, hey, we signed it, and he like hands it back to him. And the guy's like holding on to it. And I just turn around and I'm like, it fucking goes around. And the whole class just like quiets down.
Yeah, I don't think that's autism. I think that's just impatience. I mean, it is true that I think that autism has certain qualities that come off as impatient, but they're not necessarily impatient. So, for
Yeah.
example, like while you were telling that story, I was just trying to listen to key words to try to put together like what specifically is like the thesis point. And a lot of times I will stop somebody like mid ramble and say, can you just take a breath and summarize more rapidly what you want me to know about what you're trying to say? because I get like so anxious when someone talks for like 30 seconds or longer, which I think is why voice memos are the bane of my existence, because I feel trapped by somebody else for like 3 minutes of my life.
I
There's
mean,
only
3
like,
minutes is a fucking long time.
well, I'm one to talk because so there's only like two people in my life that will get voice memos from me. And also, therefore, I love getting voice memos from them. But I am definitely the type of guy that will send you like a 9 minute and 30-second voice memo. But at the very least, it is all impactful information. I'm biased
Do
as shit
do
when I
you
say
write
that,
us
but
do you write a script for
no,
your
but there are, do I write a script? No. I just go off on tangents sometimes. But if someone sends me back a 3 to 5 minute voice memo or higher, I will actually write notes down so that way I can respond back to them most efficiently.
Really?
Yeah, so I'll have my phone and I'll be yapping on my phone, and then I'll just be looking at my computer and looking through the notes that I have to touch upon. And
Hold on a second. Time out. Are these voice notes like friendly conversations, or are you giving instructions, or is this like a business
giving
conversation?
giving instruction? No, dude. No, usually if I'm sending a voice memo, it is high intimacy. It's like you're someone that I really love. If I'm sending you like a longer than 1 minute voice memo. And the reason why I say that is because if I'm coaching you, I'll probably send a 1 to 2 minute voice memo. And I've learned that if a voice memo is longer than a minute, it significantly spikes the anxiety of my lifter. So I try to keep it 1 minute or less, because a lot of times I'm just trying to respond to everything they're saying without typing, because there are times where I just lose the ability to type. And if it's like a longer than 2 minute voice memo, chances are there's only literally one person that's getting that. Um, and I feel so bad for her. I feel really bad for her, but it's
It's
also
Batul.
no. So actually, funny enough, Batul gets, which by the way, I don't know if either of us are saying her name right.
I think
Um,
I'm saying it right.
it's yeah, because then I tried multiple, because she told me that for the last couple of years I haven't been saying her name correctly, but Batul sometimes gets like 25-minute long check-ins, and then I send her every time it's above 12 minutes, because 12 minutes is usually my average. If it's a 12-minute check-in or less, chances are your check-in is awesome, right? But if it's longer than 12 minutes, chances are I am just very upset and something is going completely off the rails. So when I send Batul a longer than 12-minute check-in, I will send her, I have this meme saved on my computer where it's when George Bush finds out about 9/11 in that elementary class. And I'm like, Batul got another 15 plus minute check in.
That's a really good meme
I
in the
love that meme.
classroom. It's so good.
Yeah, I love that. I love that meme. And I also love that he stood there for like another hour. He just like, dude, I gotta like lock in real quick.
These
Um,
kids gotta get this book reading.
yeah,
He
these
was
kids got
reading
to get their
books.
education, regardless if the country is under attack. I have to do what's right in front of me. I have to make the biggest impact right in front of me. So, yeah, but yeah, I wonder what was going through his head that whole time. You know,
I
like,
mean,
oh shit.
he's I thought about this, like, I think he was, like, hiding out.
I
I
mean,
think he
it is.
panicked.
He had a moment of panic and uncertainty. Um, yeah, I mean, he did say that he didn't want to scare the kids. but that's bullshit, man.
Was that an expert eye roll?
Yeah, that was that almost kind of turned me on actually. And
Not
you're
doing
you're
that again.
also you're also pixelated as shit, so that makes it even hotter to me. You know?
Oh God, I can't wait to do this in person.
Dude, it's coming. It's coming, bro. Pause.
Pause.
Um, but yeah, dude. I mean, if I was president and someone was just like, "Yo, shit is going down," I'd be like, "Yo, fuck these kids. I'm out of here. I gotta go do
Fuck
my
them
job."
kids.
Yeah, I'm
No,
like,
it's like,
I gotta go do work.
eh, first tower, I'd probably stay with the kids for a little bit.
You're you're bugging, bro. Dude, if so, I mean, I was in like ninth grade when 9/11 happened, and when I heard about the first tower as a ninth grader, no bullshit, I was like, yeah, that's not normal. There's no shot that an airplane accidentally flew into a building, right? Because pilots and all these other people, right? They're really good at their job, and there's no way that somebody would just randomly miscalculate that badly. Maybe helicopter pilots are way worse, like Kobe's pilot or whatever, but airplane pilots, I'm like, come on, man. There's no shot that an airplane pilot, even if he was drunk, there's no shot that I've been watching Flight a lot lately. I love that movie, dude.
I watched it once. I was okay. It was
I've
okay.
I've watched it like over 10 times.
Okay. Like, which part of it resonates with you the most?
The whole thing resonates. Well, here's the thing. It just set it so the underlying theme that I get from Flight is that you can be really good at so many different things in your life, but there will always be this id or this shadow that you don't address and that you just simply ignore. And eventually that shadow will emerge and fuck everything else up unless you do something about it. Right. And there's parts of it where, yeah, would he have landed it if he wasn't drunk? Right. Because I don't know how the exchange rate goes, right? Like you probably shouldn't drive drunk, but you might be able to fly drunk better,
It's
you
like the
know?
guy, like the doctor with the shakes. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Like when I went on that date, I definitely could not have performed the way that I did unless I quickly drank this like very heavy-handed whiskey sour. And I don't hold my liquor very well at all, but I'm just like I'd rather trust drunk Sean as opposed to sober Sean because I was shaking and convulsing and like not sweaty because I don't get sweaty in terms of where my nerves go,
Yeah.
but I just started to like overthink everything I was saying. And then I started talking about how I tried to play chess against the guy next to me on the airplane with the armrest.
Oh, okay. I thought you were playing real chess.
No, I never play real chess. I'm just like, dude, I suck at chess. But I like chess in the sense of like debating or in the sense of trying to get one over on somebody.
Like
But
mental chess.
mental chess, I love, dude. I love mental chess. But no, because I think the way I perceive it is that if you are sitting on the window side, you are the rightful king to the armrest next to the window, but you are not the rightful king to the armrest to your right. But if you're in the middle seat, which I usually am because I fly as cheap as possible, so they just put me in the middle seat. I rely heavily on being able to rest my arm on the left side and shift my body to the left side so as to
Okay.
give the aisle guy or the entry point guy You know, because the entry point guy is the guy that goes in first, right? He has to take action way quicker than anybody else does, and so he can have both if he wants, because
But you
he's
respect him that much.
yeah, because he's the first guy in, and he's the highest likelihood to like be a casualty. You know what I mean? And so he's taking that inherent risk every single time he flies. Along with the fact that sitting in the aisle seat also means that you are at the behest of getting shoulder checked all day long, and also having your foot ran over by the cart or whatever.
My knee gets hit every time.
Yeah, that's not, I mean, so that's why I'd rather sit in the middle or the window, but definitely not the aisle, to the point where even if I'm water cutting on a flight, I still won't sit in the aisle.
That's crazy. Because the middle seat is definitely not for me. But
Well,
we're
the middle
dealing with
seat is,
different bodies.
yeah, like I'm 5'7", like 158 to 160. Like I can definitely be the middle seat. What is offensive, actually, circling back to that, is that every time I'm in a 5-man group, I'm always the one to go into the center back seat. And I'm like, bro,
That's that's one thing where like I'm so grateful. Like that's one of the positives of being a big guy. I've never
dude,
had to sit in the middle, even as a child.
yeah, the worst car ride I've ever been on was I went to a Mike Teixeira seminar in like Westchester, New York.
You're
And
gonna tell me there's 5 guys in the car?
oh, absolutely, there were 5 guys in the car,
Oh
man.
my
Are you kidding
god,
me?
5 power lifters?
5 powerlifters, yeah. And then the guy sitting to my right was Shane Drawzak. I hope I'm saying
Ooh.
his last name correctly. I've known this dude for years, but I don't know if I'm ever saying his last name correctly. So my apologies, Shane. But brother, when I say that Shane's armpit was literally on my fucking face the whole ride through. And the reason why that was the case was because Shane was nice enough to put his hand over me, so that way he gives me a little bit more space.
Yeah.
So I'm
And
like,
he was
Studo,
probably wearing like a really short sleeve shirt.
yeah, yeah, it was very short sleeved, um, just like this one is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I felt closer to Shane after the car ride, and I felt like I had to like ask him to call me tomorrow or something like that. You know what I mean?
I mean, that car must have stank so bad.
It wasn't that bad actually, because I think that most of the powerlifters that I associate with prioritize cleanliness and hygiene and don't like. I am lucky to say that there are zero athletes that I've ever coached where, like, if they hit a PR and I give them a pound or a hug, I have never been worried, nor have I ever been betrayed by a lifter coming in for a hug and I'm like, man, this dude stinks. You know what I mean? This could be primarily because I coach like 60-70% female, but the guys that I coach are all very handsome and smell very good. So
I like that your brand is like my guys don't stink.
that's a rare brand, I'd say.
That's a
I'm
great
like, you know,
brand.
my guys wear Carpe deodorant and they have $300 plus cologne on game day, and they are emotionally intelligent and they're handsome. They're either conventionally or unconventionally attractive, but they definitely have some things going for them. You know, all the guys that I coach would make really suitable, phenomenal partners.
I imagine like your checklist for like meet day is like at the top of the list is deodorant and cologne.
I don't tell them to do that. That like I just know that we are cut from a similar cloth and we are
Oh,
going
okay.
to act accordingly together as a team. You know what I mean?
You have similar
Like,
cloth energy.
yeah, because like my guys will definitely squat below parallel on the third attempt and then still get red lit for some reason and still like go and shake the referee's hands at the end of the meet, you know? Like there's this decorum and sense of honor that I think like the guys that I coach are basically knights. They're basically like modern day knights.
It's your Genghis Khan cabal.
Yeah, they're funny. They have great attunement. They have great accessories that really complement their aesthetic. It's great.
I love your guys. Can you introduce me to some of
Dude, I have some really hot guy friends, I will say that much.
them? You don't want to throw a pause in anywhere
No,
here? All right, I
no,
like
man,
it.
no pause, no pause. I mean, I am comfortable enough in my masculinity to admit that most of my guy friends, if not all of my guy friends, are guy friends or guys that I coach. They're just like, damn, you got it like that, bro.
Nice.
Yeah,
That being said, that being said, the first airplane, I'm sticking around.
you're wilding, bro. You're still wilding about that because I don't know, man. I'd say I think I'd be more pissed being told that the first airplane already hit. Like, bro, tell me when that shit gets hijacked. Like, tell me when there's a problem like at the beginning, and then not
I
like a
think
problem that has materialized.
that is funny. Like, I think that is the craziest thing, that they knew that it was hijacked, like as it was getting hijacked.
For hours, right? Like,
Yeah.
for hours. And yeah, so yeah, so I need to know when that happens. I don't need to know when there's already significant loss of life and things of that nature.
But they didn't say that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if he comes in and he only says, "Hey, one of the World Trade Towers got hit by an airplane," I'm not thinking a 747 hit a tower. You know what I mean? Now,
But
when he comes in and says, "Hey, two trade center World Trade Center's been hit by two separate airplanes," like, I don't even care if it's a Cessna. Like, I'm leaving the room.
well, yeah, exactly. Like it, I don't care if it's the smallest airplane you could ever find.
Like
Like
a
if it's
drone-sized airplane, I'm leaving the room.
yeah, because like a 747 is a XL airplane, bro, right? So it's
Yeah.
not. I mean, I remember several years after 9/11, I was in Kingston, New York, and there was a cop that was working out there that was a first responder to 9/11. And I had to inform him that there's a small group of people that feel like 9/11 never happened. They think it's a hoax. And his face was just so disappointed in humanity. And he like thought I was joking. And I'm like, no, there's actually like a small group of people online that think that it just never happened. Um,
And I coached them.
and,
They're all
and
handsome
you,
guys.
yeah, they're all handsome and very intelligent. They all went to great schools. They're the best of the best, but they also don't. They're also 9/11 deniers. But yeah, I mean, I think that like a lot of guys, like yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't want to wax poetic any further about how physically and mentally attractive the guys that I coach are, but more so to say that I don't think any of the guys that I coach believe that 9/11 never happened.
Let's without using names, unless you're comfortable, let's rank your 10 to 6
What do you
hottest
mean 10 to
guys you
6?
coach. Like, I don't want to know the top 5.
I'm not
I
going to do
want to
that. I'm not going to do that.
without naming names.
How can I do that without
I,
naming
I
names?
don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you want me to like Morse code like fucking blink like the name of a guy that I coach?
Like, describe him. Describe your number like 10 hottest guy.
So I have been asked multiple times to do that dumbass meme of like ranking your athletes on game day or some shit like that, or ranking the athletes that you have or whatever. And I don't even do that. So I'm not even going to deign to even touch the ranking of physical or mental or eligibility of any of the dudes that I coach, right? Um, I don't even think they know that I feel this way. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Like, because it's not like I'm doing their check-in and being like, dude, you're looking great today. You know what I mean? I don't do that shit. You know what I mean? I'm just like, hey, like, while I'm
Oh,
watching like their secondary squat, I'm just like, yo, this dude like has got it going on for himself and good for him. You know what I mean? Like,
those
and then I
shorts
just
are really,
nah,
really
nah,
fit
nothing
your
like
body.
that. Like just like more like, oh, I appreciate the beauty that you have, and I don't think that it would be appropriate to speak on it, but I'm happy for you. That's essentially the extent that it goes.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, like come on, bro. You know what I mean? It's been like 13 years. Never had any issue in powerlifting ever. Um, and I'm
And
not
I'm
about to start
trying,
now.
I'm
You know
trying
what I
to
mean?
cause you issues.
Over dudes. Over how I feel about the dudes that I coach. Not good.
I love it.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I mean, I hate to invoke a boundary. I think it would make for good content, but I also have to appreciate the fact that I have a lot of shit going on in my life right now, and the last thing I need is like, uh, shit. I was about to say his name, but the last thing I need is like this one dude being like, "Yo, like, why'd you? That was weird that you did that."
Number four, really?
No, he's probably like number
No,
two. He's probably number two.
let me. Can you give me a state?
A state?
What's the
No.
hottest state?
Fuck no. Fuck no.
Okay. Let
I
me.
mean, like,
I'll
this
pivot.
is all just a ruse for me to plug in the self-love because I have to also be confident in myself and I have to think of myself that I'm like this very handsome guy
Well, you
myself. And
can't
so
coach hot guys and not be hot yourself.
that is true. That is
Like,
100% true.
beauty attracts beauty.
Yeah, because it's like a it's like a innate thing. It's not even like a conscious thing. It's just
Yeah,
like, oh, we are of the same type of caliber, so let's work together. You know what I mean? I
exactly.
think, yeah. Um, but the same thing cannot be said about races. Just to be clear,
Wait, what? Racist?
just in case
Oh, Japan.
someone takes, yeah, like just in case someone is just like, oh, maybe Sean is lightly communicating that he feels the same way that races should stick together and not like commingle or whatever the
Okay.
case is. I want to be able to get in front of that and say that I do not agree with that. Yeah, I don't think that races should stick together and only be amongst themselves.
I was in an Uber the other day. My driver was from Georgia, this country of
The
Georgia.
country, right? Yeah.
And if anybody knows anything about Georgia, they used to be like, or Russia tried to make it one of its like unions.
When do they not?
Yeah, right.
They
But they
always do
really
China.
tried. There was like a war. It was crazy, and now like the president is like a puppet, and the youth, like the people, are like protesting all the time and stuff like that. But anyway, this guy's like saw my name, and he's like, "Oh, do you like in a crazy broken English? Do you speak Russian?" I'm like, "Yeah," and I like, start talking to him, and he's like, "Oh, like talking about New York and stuff." And he's like, "Where are you from?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm from Ukraine." And he immediately like went into like the rest of the ride was him talking about how uh Russians are crazy. Like he just like went into like full mode of like, oh, I'm only speaking Russian because that's the only way I know how to like speak. That's like to people here. Nobody here speaks Georgian. You don't speak Georgian. My English is bad. So I'm talking to you in Russian only because that's the only language I could talk to.
Yeah, I
It's
mean
like
this
the
whole
thing is
time
like,
I'm just like, yo, who the like I didn't even know Georgian was even a language.
yeah, it's a language. But like they like a lot of like Georgians, like Chechens, Ukrainians, obviously, choose to speak their native tongue because obviously they're very anti-Russian. Uh, and but it was just so funny to be like, we're having like a normal conversation, and as soon as he hears I'm from Ukraine, it's just fucking, Putin's a piece of shit. He's like this guy, like we know he kills people for fun. Like, I'm like, yo, I'm just from Ukraine. Like, it's okay. I just live here. That's it. Like, you don't have to
Yeah,
defend.
you're not like a conscripted freedom fighter for Ukraine.
Yeah, you're okay,
Taking
buddy.
the yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, so
Hold on
I was
one
gonna ask.
second. Hold on one second. All right, I'm going back in. So,
Pause.
anyway,
But yeah, no.
uh,
I mean, my questions about the Georgian guy that you had accosted. Um, the question originally was going to be like, did they have an Atlanta out there too? But that probably isn't the case. And yeah, how different is Georgian or Ukrainian to Russian? Is it like Latin and Spanish, or is it like is it significantly different?
it's extremely different.
Oh, really? Okay. I
Yeah,
didn't know.
no,
I didn't
it's
know.
like really, really different. Like, especially like Ukrainians at least have a similar-ish look, but they're a little more fair. Like, you'll have a lot more blonde hair Ukrainians. Like Russians typically don't have blonde hair. But Georgians are like they're more like the Azerbaijan kind of like people. I don't know if you know what they look like.
Yeah, my barber in Brooklyn was from Azerbaijan, and yeah,
They
that's
look
the only
sort of Turkish, sort of
right.
like
Exactly.
Middle
Yeah,
Eastern white.
yeah. Dressed very well. Very dressed very well. Like it seems like his base aesthetic was Express Men, but like elevated. You know?
Express men is the signature look of Slavic men.
Yeah,
So,
I haven't been in an Express Men in like 15 years. I just primarily I either do most of my clothes shopping online for athleisure, and then if I
yeah,
have to dress appropriately, and what I mean by appropriately is I don't own a suit. I don't own any formal dress wear. I only have maybe three or four tough fits, and they're usually for like dinners or dates or something of that nature, right? So, and they're all from J. Crew.
J. Crew's nice. I
Yeah, I
have
like
two
J. Crew.
suits. I
You
have
have
like
two
my
suits.
yeah, I have my wedding suit. Um,
Is one of them red?
can you fucking imagine?
Is is one of your suits red, bro?
One is gray. One is
I
blue.
had this like this feeling in my nether loins that this that you had like a red suit, like a red suit with like a black shirt, and
Like one
then
of those
the
with the fucking lapels that are like flaring out.
like a double breasted suit with like with pleated pants.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Yeah, no, okay,
I would
okay.
blend in.
You would blend in. You would blend in
Yeah, dude.
how? Like,
Like
what do you
my
mean you?
face
Oh,
gets
oh.
red,
Do you, and you don't tan, right? You just get redder.
redder and redder.
Okay, that's fair. That's literally fair, right? That's fair skin. That's what happens to fair skinned
Yeah.
people. Like when I get tanned, I look even more Parisian than I am right now. Dude, I get mad dark.
I think like you like I think more Korean would suit you.
What do you mean more Korean
Or
would suit?
more Japanese. Maybe that was a little racism right
Did you
there.
just did you just call me Korean? Good Lord. No, I'm not Korean. Well, here's the thing. One of my greatest pleasures of being a powerlifting coach and not really talking about myself very often with how many times I interact with my athletes. There are some lifters that are just now finding out that I'm Asian.
I
And
mean,
it's always funny hearing like what they thought I was previously. And because like I think the leading categories are Puerto Rican or some sort of like Latino or I get Middle Eastern quite often. Probably because of the beard, I
Middle
guess. But
Eastern?
yeah, like they're just like, oh, I thought you were like from the Middle East, and I'm just like, no, bro. Like I'm
I
not to
can
say this
see it.
anymore. not to say that there's anything wrong with that, but more so to say that, yeah, it's just not how I see myself because I guess I know my nationality, I guess, but also my name is Sean Collins, right? Like that's probably the most Irish name besides like Sean McCollins or some shit like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
O Collins.
Yeah, Sean O'Collins, right? So there's the tell there where I'm at least some sort of white or some sort of Irish. You know what I mean? But yeah, so my dad is
Some
black
sort of the
Irish.
good guy.
What's that?
Said some sort of the good guy.
Yeah, no, I think that that is why I'm so tortured and conflicted because I have like half of my ethnicity to
I'm obviously
just
joking, everybody.
like half my ethnicity just absolutely focused on like perfection and crushing the enemy to the other half just being like, don't take my potatoes, bro. Like, please,
They're
you know? So I think
gonna
that's
make
why I'm
tater
such,
tots.
yeah, like I need my potatoes, bro. Like, please. Like I can't live without them. No, I mean, maybe that's a little too far, but I would say that the things I like about being Irish is that um I think the standard Irishman is going to be someone that can write very well for no reason. Like you can take your thoughts and then write them down and have it be like Oscar Wilde type shit.
It's
Um,
shocking that you prefer voice notes since you're
I
such a good writer.
do you think I'm a good writer? Do you agree with that statement?
Have you, I mean, have you written stuff to me?
I write emails to you all the time. You know what I mean? And like my captions on Instagram and things of that. Like, you know what I mean?
I will say you are a wordsmith.
Yeah, well, a wordsmith. I appreciate that, man. But yeah, I mean, and I think that with my Japanese side, because I was raised by my Japanese side, so I'm just like, holy shit, this is so fucked up, you know? Because like every time so every time I make a reference towards Asian American familial trauma, it is a very widespread, uh, common experience amongst all of us Asians. You know what I mean? And that's usually how people find out that I'm Asian because then like I'm having this like confident this conversation in confidence, and they're like, "How did you know?" And the assumption is that I dated an Asian woman or something like that. I'm like, "No, dude. Like I've never actually had an Asian girlfriend before, but it's also one of those things where I'm like, I'm actually Asian, and they're like, "What?" Like, they'd be like, "Yes," and they think I'm trolling, and which I wouldn't understand why. And
Totally fair.
yeah, no, it's totally fair. It's totally fair. I mean, I make shit up all the time, but yeah, I'm like, yo, I'm half Japanese. And I was also raised by my Japanese side. So I'm like culturally Japanese and Peruvian.
Do you ever want to go like explore that part of you? Like
In
to
what way?
become more Japanese?
What do you mean by
Like
that?
for example, for example, I went to that class that I went to was in near Brighton Beach. So I went to a Russian slash Slavic grocery store. And like, bro, you walk into the store and everything is in Russian. Like there's almost no English. It's like this huge, it's like a fucking like real grocery store. It's like a Walmart of Russian foods. And it's like they
So
have produce, meat, and then they just have a bunch of like Slavic like goods.
so like you
So,
want me to go to like a Japanese store and look around?
well, I'm just saying like I went in there, right? And I immediately felt like I felt at home, like the people around me are speaking Russian. Like I'm asking the lady at the meat register to like cut me up some head cheese, which pause is not what you think it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's a
it's
pause.
it's a gelatin meat
That's an even bigger pause. But
situation. And we're like speaking Russian, and I like immediately like I've been speaking English for 5 years. Like I barely speak Russian. I speak to my mom like, once a month, and that's the only Russian I speak. And then like you walk in there and immediately it's like, "Oh my god, I'm fluent in Russian." Like I can say anything I want to. I don't have an accent. It's perfect. I'm just saying like maybe if you walked into a Japanese store,
No, dude. Like, did you break out in song in a fucking Russian restaurant or some shit, bro? Like, did you start tap dancing? Like the way you're talking about this makes me feel like you just had this like explosion of emotion and had to like express it in some sort of dance or song.
I was smiling a lot. Yeah.
That's no, I mean, dude, here's the thing. I as someone
Said
that is
no.
no, I'm not going to do that because here's the thing. Like dual ethnicity people are always hella conflicted, right? If I went to an Irish store, which I never would, right? They'd
Yeah.
be like, "You're not Irish." And then if I went to a Japanese store, they'd be like, "You're not Japanese." And so I wouldn't be welcomed in either community. And I've also felt that personally, not to say that that's a problem, that not to say that I am a victim or that I am some sort of like political
Bro, it's
leaning or
okay.
what have
You're a
you.
victim.
No, no, no. I like because I've heard this argument before and I've felt this experience and I don't agree with the argument that people make when they talk about the experience because it is so assuming that you are going to be mistreated. And I think that the thing that makes you mistreated is not necessarily anything, or the main thing that will make you mistreated is how you present yourself and how you treat other people, and not necessarily how you look. You know what I mean? So, anyways, um, I've never felt this kinship to Japanese people, and I've never felt this kinship towards Irish people because that kinship was never necessarily returned. It's not like I can go up to an Irish guy and be like, yo, I know what it's like to be you
Dennis, bro.
because I grew up Japanese and Peruvian, right? And then I can't go up to a Japanese person and say, like, I understand like your struggle or
Konnichiwa.
yeah, like I because then they'd be thinking that I'm some sort of dweeb poser, like a random white dude that fetishizes their culture. You know what I mean? Which is many, which is too many. You know what I mean? So I
I
have
think out
always
of all cultures, Japanese is the one that white people get the weirdest with.
right, like I like whether it be anime or whether it be traveling to Japan or whether it be like respecting their culture or like whether it be right wing dudes talking about how there's no crime in Japan and all that stuff. And I'm just like, dude, like stop glazing. It is not that
Yeah.
big of a deal. Like the Japan has significant issues that nobody really wants to talk about, whether it be their declining birth rates or whether it be their suicide rates or whether it be their loneliness rate, right? And so it is not all cracked up. And I think that we have all essentially vied for Japan as a culture, as a beacon of enlightenment because of its products like anime and all that other stuff, right? But when you dig deeper, it is actually like a very flawed position, right? Like how they treat their families and how they expect the most out of people and how they judge people based off of their output and not off of their soul. That is something that I think Irish people definitely do way better, where they appreciate people based off of like how they are as opposed to who they are. But I don't fit in either direction. I should have made my college essay about that to get into college easier, but I made my college essay about Seinfeld instead.
You did?
Yeah,
Oh, we gotta
so
get into that in a second. I was gonna say, like, I understand, like, Irish do have like this family mentality. It's very, very like family oriented. Everybody sticks together regardless of what happens and stuff like that. You know, everybody gets drunk together, smokes together, it's all fights together, and then they all stay and like have fun afterwards. But Japanese people do make really cool swords.
as if that's a one for one swap out, right? I mean, yes. I mean, like the thing that I am culturally most ingrained in me from a Japanese perspective is that you have to do everything to the absolute best of your ability, right? Like you, if like for example, if I miss a check-in or if I get back to someone a day later than I wanted to, I ruminate and spiral over that, regardless of what they have to say about it. And I am I waste hours of my day with concepts of self-hatred and self-loathing because I wasn't able to be the absolute best of my ability to an output that I wanted to do. And that is absolutely my Japanese side speaking to me. So like the intensity of effort and the intensity of intention and the focus of not being a nuisance to other people and letting other people kind of just do their own thing and not getting in the way. That is all stuff that like is engraved in my fucking brain.
So
And then
for you to feel a little more Japanese, like in touch with your Japanese side, you just need to be late on the check-in for like 5 minutes, and then you feel way more Japanese that way.
yeah, I do not enjoy my Japanese side. I will put it bluntly and say that I do not enjoy my Japanese side, but it is in me, and so like it is just part of me. I think that
I love
I
your
think
Japanese side, and I'm sorry, like I don't mean to offend you. I love your Japanese side. I think it makes part of who you are. It's 50% of you, and it's beautiful. I think it's part of the handsomeness.
I appreciate it, man. I mean, thankfully, I have never been fetishized because I do think that there are a lot of people that really enjoy the Hoppa, like, oh, I want to have a Hoppa boyfriend or whatever the case is. I don't think I've ever been targeted because I was half Japanese and half white. So I'm unsullied from that front, but
To
I
be
appreciate it,
fair,
man.
to be fair, a lot of people don't even know that you're Japanese.
Exactly, exactly. It's like an open-ended secret, or it's the most
wait,
open secret in the world.
wait till you put the Japanese flag in your bio.
I will never do that. I don't
The
because
guy did.
I don't claim that culturally. I don't claim it. I am someone who is very much focused and intentional on my own experience and not necessarily the common experience and camaraderie of a specific like ethnicity or what have you. So,
I like that.
right, like I think that once you die, it's fucking chalked and there's literally nothing else that happens after that. And it is important with everything that is out of your control and everything that
Same.
you learn and do in your life is really just more so you got to make the best of it personally, regardless. And I do not put a lot of mental emphasis on like I am Japanese or I'm Irish or what have
Yeah,
you.
for sure.
I'm just a
I,
guy, bro.
you're just a guy.
I'm just a
I mean,
dude.
I'm obviously joking about all of that. I do like. There's people like at work. I said this thing, and people are like, kind of like astonished by it. I I told my coworkers like when it hits 4 o'clock and I leave through that front door, I don't think about this place until the next morning. I don't worry about anything. I don't even ask me anything about work when I'm at home. I have no idea.
That's very strong compartmentalization. I try my best to do that, but Thursdays are my only day off and I just ruminate all Thursday. Like before I hopped onto this call, I probably had the lowest mental health day that I've had in like 7 days.
Did this make it better?
I think so actually. 'Cause, like I was just like going through it, bro, and I'm just like what the fuck is wrong with me? And I just took a nap and I'm trying to figure out ways to break the rumination cycle. Speaking of happy autism day, that is a very common part of autism where you just ruminate and you have like stronger feeling. I mean, this is not to say that every autistic experience is the same, right? Obviously it is not. Like there are some there are people that are more so focused on, or it's like a min max type of thing, right? So like all I can say, not to speak on anybody else's experience because experience and results may vary, but my experience with autism is more so that I scored very highly in the emotional side of things, right? Where like I don't feel the normal emotions that most people do, especially good ones, whether it be happiness or joy or anything of that nature. But I do feel rumination and sorrow and anger and sadness at a significantly exponential level than I would say most people. And that combined with high masking, which I like scored a 9 out of 10 on masking, where you're able to mirror somebody so well and you're able to incorporate parts of speech or body language or social cues into your system, not because it becomes natural, but because it becomes like a fucking acting job, right?
Yeah.
So when I like, for example, I don't struggle with the eye contact aspect of things for the most part, and that's because I'm staring right at someone's nose. And so I've learned how to figure out, basically like social engineer myself to appear as normal, but on the inside, when I mask and then I have these huge intense feelings, it creates these comorbidities of like anxiety and depression because you don't really know yourself. You are just trying to keep up with everybody else that seems to have the playbook that you've never read.
It
And
seems like
so,
you like don't understand what's happening, so it creates that kind of feeling, that emotion, where you
right,
can't like
but
make sense of it.
exactly, but at the same time, you have a even deeper understanding of what's happening emotionally to somebody else. So you can better like I had like so there's cognitive empathy, and then there's emotional empathy. I believe those are the two factors there.
Mhm.
Like I have almost next to no emotional empathy, but I have significantly high cognitive empathy. So I can visualize and understand and put myself in your shoes and understand like why this is stressful to you, but I can't understand why it would be stressful to me if I was in that same situation.
Yeah.
So with all of those combined, and also having very narrow hyper specific interests that you spend hours doing, I am like literally genetically built to be a powerlifting coach, right? Like, and to be a powerlifter because I just can do the same exact thing every single day and find great joy from it. And then I wonder why someone doesn't want to do like squat, bench, deadlift for like 15 years because I just doing it, right? I just like find great comfort in that, repeatability and dependability. So like I am highly leveraged on like consistency, structure, and routine, and doing the same exact thing as often as I possibly can. And
See, like, sorry, go ahead. Biggest problem is what?
the biggest problem is that after I unmasked, I my whole life shifted like crazy, dude. You know, like my whole life just absolutely in certain ways got way better and in certain ways got way fucking worse.
Speaking of
And
maxing out.
dude, life has been RPE 10, bro, for sure. But it at least is um a clearing of the field or what have you, and just being in a situation where I can just kind of like start anew, I guess. But it's also one of those things where um ever since like that November diagnosis, I think that a lot has changed in life trajectory and life in general. And it's nobody's fault, but it also is just this morning. I feel like I'm experiencing the morning now than I as opposed to in November, where I'm just like, good Lord, like this is significant, but it's also like totally okay at the same time.
Yeah. What's interesting is like now I was joking in the beginning when I said I think I might have autism. I don't.
I don't
I
give a shit.
don't like
Like when someone
what
says, "Oh, I have the touch of autism," I'm just like, bro,
what
like
I mean what I
I
mean
don't
by
care.
that is like I what I'm trying to say is that I'm pretty confident, like I'm almost 99% sure, and my therapist thought so too, that I have ADHD. And like you're saying a lot of these examples of things that happen, and it's a lot of overlapping things with what I have. For
You
example,
might have
like
ADHD. You might have because that's a common thing too, like ADHD and autism combined. Um, if you
I
ever,
think it might be just ADHD because like socially, like there's a lot of things that like autism, like people on the spectrum like show that like doesn't resonate with me at all. So it's like, and I understand it like varies obviously, but I'm like I'm searching for a therapist right now, like an actual psychiatrist to help with some other like some of these things. But um, the eye contact thing, I remember like as a child not wanting to look people in the eye, but then like around around like 16, I had this moment in life where I decided to like uh confront uncomfortable things. So, like, like specifically eye contact, I made this decision to look people directly in the eye, no matter how uncomfortable it is. So, like, it
good.
is super uncomfortable, but I will look you in the fucking eyes the whole time we're talking. And sometimes it's fucking weird, but like I have to do it. And it's like it makes my spine like shiver every time I do it, but I do it.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone has ever felt like, oh, Sean maintains great eye contact, I am literally looking at the bridge of your nose the whole time.
That's like
I'm not looking at your in your eyes because eyes are the mirror to the soul. I don't want to see your soul.
I
I don't
remember
want.
like as a teen, right? Like somebody gave me that like tip. It was either like a show or like somebody I just remember hearing like, hey, if you have a hard time looking at people in the eye, look them in the forehead right above the eyes.
No, it's got to be the nose bridge right here because if you do this, you can obviously tell that you're not making eye contact. And so, I'm so ashamed to admit this, but I can admit this now because I'm not this type of person currently. But every single Charisma on Command video I've like watched multiple times as a way to develop my bit as a human being. And I watched like celebrity interviews and political interviews and political speeches. And I spent hours and hours trying to learn how to be adaptable and likable. And unfortunately, that created a situation where, like, when people would like me or love me, it's like you don't actually know like who it is, bro. You know, like it's like it's just a fabricated thing. You know what I mean? And I was just trying my best to like just kind of fake it till you make it, and I just never knew that I would have been like an autistic person. And obviously, some of those experiences carried over into who I am as a real person, but I don't feel like I've never been as authentically myself as I have been since November because of these great words that my clinician told me, where he was like, yo, like the biggest threat to your mental and physical health is if you continue masking. Um, where if you continue masking, you will continue to spiral in a lot of mental comorbidities. And as soon as he told me that, like literally the next day, I'm just like, brother, I cannot do this moving forward at all. So I'm proud of myself in terms of, and that kind of coincided with doing this podcast as well, where I'm just like, I want people to better understand who is whom I am outside of just your check-in or outside of just
Yeah,
answering your questions about powerlifting. Um, because I think that that has significantly higher worth than me just getting you a PR total. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
but no, it's been a good journey. And so like, I think that it's great that you're getting assessed because there's so many people that I have told, like, hey, I think you are either autistic or you have ADHD, and they never do anything about it. And if I had never done anything about it, I would have probably been in a way different spot by this point.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, I think what's crazy is like I've never heard somebody that I personally know genuinely say how I feel. I feel like I can like Sandra's gonna laugh right now. She can hear me. I tell her I've told her that I think that I could be a really, really great actor because I feel like I've been acting in like different situations my whole life. Like the person I am at work is not the person I am here, like at all. And the person I'm at the gym is even not even who I am fully. But I mean, I made a decision like when I moved to New York to kind of be more myself and like accept myself and all that. And that's been a journey and all that. So,
I
but
mean, that's fucking phenomenal, Vitaly. And like, I can say that as someone that is pretty fucking consistent across the board, like if you see me in the gym, unless I'm in a bad mood, because then there are times where you never know with me. I'll either talk to everybody at the gym or I will talk to nobody at the gym. But um, I think across the board, I am probably pretty consistently the same.
yeah,
Um, except for like maybe like one or two situations. Or if I am not dealing with, but if I'm working with someone who doesn't feel comfortable being too personal with their coaching or whatever the case is, I will definitely mask like a motherfucker and be like, oh, like, I'll be whoever
good
you want me to be.
evening.
Yeah.
Welcome to your check-in. Brother,
Yeah,
listen.
exactly. But for the most part, I think I'm pretty much the same person across the board. I think it all really depends on like what mood I'm in, because like if I'm coming off of a rumination spiral, then like I'm gonna have some pretty morose words for you.
Speaking of the wordsmith, brother, I love that we are different, but I love that there's so many similarities that we can connect, which has fucking been phenomenal for me in my life. Um, genuinely happy Autism Awareness Day. Let's go play some COD.
Yeah, let's get it, man. I'm happy to run a couple with you.
All right, bye.
All right, bye guys.